Abby Glassenberg from Craft Industry Alliance. Hope you're having a great day today. We are here every Wednesday for our Member Spotlight, which is a time when we get to drop in on one of our members and learn more about their business and see some samples of their work. Today we're going to be continuing with our H&H America's instructor highlight, and so we're going to be able to talk to Helen Hulskamp, and Helen works for Aeolidia, which is a Shopify web design firm, and she's going to be joining us at H&H America's to teach a class that's all about email marketing. But it's not just about email marketing when it comes to like really simple setup. It's actually a more advanced skill around automations that you can set up for your business. And if you don't know what that is, that's totally fine. Helen's going to be joining us. Helen, I see you here. If you want to press the plus sign at the bottom to tell us more about that. And sign up for Helen's class. But essentially, there are ways to automate different messaging that you send out to your audience at different times. You write it once, and then it kind of sends for you, whether it's welcoming your audience to your business or offering them, for example, if they abandon their cart, a coupon to come back and complete their transaction, or all kinds of different automations you can set up if you have a lot of blog posts around a certain topic, like embroidery stitches, for example. You can even create an automation that's almost like a course where it sends folks who sign up for it an embroidery stitch tutorial that you've already written every week for 6 months or something like that. So there's a lot of ways to use your email program that maybe you're already paying for and get a lot more out of it. So you're getting as much bang for your buck as possible. And also you are really bringing your audience closer to you and helping them get to know you. Helen, I've accepted you into the live. I don't know why it's glitching. Oh, wait, I think you're here.
Hello.
Hey, Helen, how are you?
Hello.
I'm doing glad you're here.
Well, how are you?
Thank you so much for joining me.
No, it's great to be here. Ariane and I are so excited to be instructors
absolutely.
at H&H this year.
You work with Ariane over at Aeolidia, and maybe you could just tell us, what is Aeolidia and what kinds of work do you do with Aeolidia?
Yes. So Aeolidia is an agency that does Shopify websites and branding. We're very focused on product-based businesses, especially in the creative space. Aeolidia has been doing this for, I think it's now 20 years, and I've been working on websites for 25 years now. So our team has a lot of experience, especially in this space of businesses that have some kind of creative angle. People have designed their own products. Maybe they're not making.
Oh no, we have a glitch going on. Not sure why. Uh-oh. Helen, I might pop off and pop back on again. It says you've requested to join, so I will accept you. Hopefully that will help. Oh, you're back again.
Hello again. I don't know what happened. So I don't know where I got cut off, but I was talking about how Aeolidia especially works with creative businesses, and we know those businesses very well. And we're also, like, I'm a knitter. I've been a knitter for a long time. I sew. I've had a hand-dyed yarn business in the past. And so we know these businesses inside and out, and then we know e-commerce inside and out. And my role as the e-commerce strategist is to make sure that our clients have a great return on their investment with Aeolidia. So I'm looking at making sure we're making data-driven decisions. Everyone on our team has their own area of expertise. Our designers are expert at what they do. Our developers are top-notch developers that can solve any technical problem. And my top concern is that that we're optimizing for conversions. And so sometimes there's tension between all those different parts of the agency, as there should be. But the bottom line for me is that we're increasing revenue with a great customer experience. And in doing that, looking at the stats, what I just kept seeing with the businesses we work with who are really authentic brands is that email marketing is still the strongest channel. It's always the best shoppers, the most engaged audience. It's really the best way to nurture your relationship with your customers. So out of that, we developed a whole service around email marketing and getting people set up with a really solid strategy that goes beyond just the basics of blasting your whole list once a month.
Yeah, absolutely. That's so important. I definitely found email marketing to be the most effective as well. And I think it's also kind of underutilized. I think there's
Yeah.
ways to use it that are more sophisticated, more segmented, setting up automations so that you're getting the messages that you really want to the people who really need to hear them. So
Yeah.
at H&H, you're going to be teaching exactly that.
Yep.
And this class is a business class, so it's one of the days during the show. It's an hour-long class, and you can either buy Helen's class a la carte, or you can buy a class pass and attend as many classes as you would like while you're at H&H. And so tell us a little bit about the class itself, what you'll be teaching, and what kinds of things people will be able to take away.
Yes. So we'll touch a little bit about the basics of email marketing, but we really want to get into the more advanced strategies and tactics, especially segmentation and automation. So I think in some ways, while they're advanced tactics, they make your life easier as a business owner, especially the automation side of things. So I like to use the analogy of having a brick and mortar store a lot, that, you get to know your customers. You would not you're not direct a weaver to the same yarns that you would direct a knitter to in your store. And so you want to be able to continue having those individualized conversations with people, but at a larger scale, because at some point you grow to where you can't be having these one-on-one conversations with everyone all the time. So I'm really excited to be teaching in person because every business is different. And there are some segments that are useful for any business, but there are a lot that are very specific to your business. And I love brainstorming those with people. So I'm excited to meet the people in the class and find out what their customers are like, what the different touch points are on the journey for their customers, and figure out what kind of segments would make sense. There's so many reasons why segmentation is really important beyond the authenticity. There are some technical reasons and deliverability reasons. So we'll talk about that. And then automation is really the sky's the limit. You can, we work with clients who have pages and pages of automations in their email account, and some with just the 3 most essential ones, which, we'll definitely talk about the essential ones, but really you can just keep going anytime you think of a pattern that your customers, more than one customer, might go through. It's great to set up an automation to make sure you're reaching out to them at the right time with the right messaging.
Right, absolutely. And just to be clear, an automation is something where you're going to be working on writing these emails once.
Yes.
You might write them all in the month of June, for example, of 2023. And you might write a series of 6 emails, something like that. And then they're all set up and ready to go. And when some sort of trigger happens, whether that's, a customer checking a box or signing up for something, et cetera, making a certain kind of purchase even. There's lots of different kinds of triggers.
Depending on your email platform, and we'll talk about the different email platforms, but and the integration with your site, really, some of them are so sophisticated, and you can know what somebody's looking at. And again, with the store analogy, if you see someone looking over at the hand-dyed yarn sections, you're going to go talk to them about the dyers and the story behind the brands over there. And so yeah, there's ways to trigger all kinds of different conversations that you'd be having with people. And we don't like to use the term set it and forget it, because you shouldn't forget about them. You should every now and then take a look at what messaging you're sending, especially when the pandemic happened. Everyone needed to check what messages they were sending out and adjust those. But for a lot of the time, you can forget about it, and they're doing the work for you.
Yeah, absolutely. And can you talk for a second about abandoned cart emails? Because I feel like that's a kind of automation, so it falls into this category. Certainly is about e-commerce optimization for sure.
Yes.
I think people are sometimes hesitant to set one up thinking, oh, I'm going to bother people. Maybe they clicked away because they didn't like my products. and they don't want to buy anything. So now I'm bothering them by sending them some sort of reminder, etc. How do you think about abandoned cart emails? Do you find them to be effective and recommend them?
Yes, as a shopper, I feel so differently about them since becoming a mother. Like now I really appreciate the reminder. It is very rare for me to get through a shopping session in one sitting without being interrupted. So as long as you're really approaching them with the mindset of it being customer service, I think it can be very authentic and not creepy or annoying. And there are also many types of abandonment. There's somebody coming to your site and viewing certain products and then leaving. And there's people who add something to cart and then leave. There's people who start checkout and leave. And so there's all those different ways, and you can address those differently. And also what people have in the cart. So I'm very into using all the data that you can collect automatically in a non-creepy way, but just to inform how you would speak to someone. So if somebody is shopping for sewing machines on your site, that's a big purchase. Like they probably need to talk to someone, and you might want to put your phone number in that email. But if somebody is looking at embroidery thread, maybe you don't want them calling you about that. So,
Right.
and that's where segmentation comes in, where you can segment, you can have an automated flow, but you can also segment the messages based on what people have in their cart, how far along they were in the purchase process.
Absolutely. And, I hear sometimes people say, I'm paying for all these expensive tools. I'm paying for Klaviyo. I'm paying for Shopify, or I'm paying for these expensive tools, and I'm not getting, I don't know if I'm getting everything out of them that I could be. And by taking a class like this, you will learn how to get more out of the tools you're probably already paying for. Whether you have a custom designed, Shopify site, or you've done it yourself with a free template, one way or the other, you're paying something, and you might as well get the most out of it. And I know a lot of people who are like, oh, well, I'm on the free tier of my email marketing program, and I'm right on the cusp, and I don't know what to do. And I've tried to clean my list, but I'm still creeping up there. And my feeling is always pay for it, and then you have skin in the game, and you will use it better. So come to the show, come take these classes, and learn how to use your tools that you're paying for better and get the most out of them, because then it's a no-brainer to continue to pay for them.
Yes, they're often expensive tools because they have the potential to have such a high return on investment.
Right. And yet we maybe are barely scratching the surface. And with a little bit of know-how, we can make them really work for us. And really, you can end up with as sophisticated of a sort of set of marketing tools as a much larger company.
Right. Exactly. That's our passion, is helping all kinds of businesses use the strategies that larger businesses use.
Right. Absolutely. So I'm very excited about this class, because a lot of times I'll go to conferences or see conference programs, and I'll think, okay, well, they're doing email marketing classes, but they're very introductory.
Right.
Why do you need an email marketing program, et cetera, and so forth. And I really wanted to be able to offer something that was higher level.
Yeah.
Next step, you've already got this part. You've been in retail for 10 years. You've already got this going, but now you could take it to the next level. And that's really what this class is. It's for the next step.
Yes, that's exactly it.
Absolutely.
We're excited.
Yeah, totally. And Ariane's going to be assisting in your class. Ariane is teaching a class all about Shopify, which is the day before the show opens. It's actually a longer class. It's a master class. And I believe it might be sold out at this moment. But I know she had said she would be willing to work with people and meet with people at least as and a little sort of one-on-one during the show. So you could always reach out to ask about that. But this class is not full. Helen's class is not full. You can still sign up. The rooms are pretty big, and we can accommodate a lot of people. So yeah, you should absolutely do that. I want to take this class. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get away to get there, but really, I love email marketing. So this is my wheelhouse for sure. So thank you so much for coming and for giving us this preview.
Thank you. And Ariane's class is like you said, on the day before, and I think mine's on the last day. So we'll be there the whole time. If you see us, definitely say hi. And if you have any questions about Shopify or email marketing, we'd love to talk to you.
Yeah, that would be great. Awesome. Helen, thank you. Thanks to everybody who joined us today. And yeah, we'll see you in June at the show.
See you in June.
Okay.
Thank
bye.
you.